The place, New Hope. The date, December 28th, 2024. The weather, cold, wet, and frosty. Fast forward a year, and December 2025 marks a very special month for a certain something in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. On December 2nd, 1925, Lancaster and Chester Railroad number 40 rolled out of the Baldwin Locomotive Works, destined for a slow and gritty career shifting goods through South Carolina. 100 years later, and saved from scrap, this former freight engine finds itself pulling passenger excursions in Yankee territory. To celebrate number 40's birthday, let's ride along as it takes us down the New Hope Railroad's route from New Hope to Oshaka in a chilly Centenary celebration. As mentioned earlier, number 40 is a 1925 product of the Baldwin Locomotive Works. It is a 280 consolidation style locomotive. With 2 guide wheels, 8 drivers, and no trailing wheels, number 40 was almost too good for the route. Crews preferred to use other engines on the Lancaster and Chester's fleet, as number 40 was rather large for the 29-mile short line's work. Most of the work came from the Spring Mills Textile Company. After World War II, the L&C dieselized and number 40 was sold to the Cliffside Railroad, a North Carolina textile hauler, in 1947. There, it was also mainly used as a backup engine. Once the Cliffside began to replace their steam engines with diesels in 1962, number 40 was sold to the upstart Steam Trains Incorporated for excursion service, where she was first stored at Old Reading Railroad roundhouses and shops in Wilmington, Delaware, and St. Clair, Pennsylvania. 1966 would see Steam Trains Incorporated acquire the former Reading Railroad branch line that we are now riding on today. That is why number 40 is wearing a sweet-sounding Reading 6 chime. Number 40 would not see regular operation on the new Tourist Railroad until 1974, as the crews again preferred operating their 10-wheeler, number 1533. When 1533 went down for heavy repairs in 1975, number 40 became the New Hope and Ivyland's primary excursion engine, and is currently their only operating steam locomotive. Now that we've gotten all the history out of the way, we can sit back and watch number 40 in action. The platform at New Hope is bookended by the iconic Witch's Hat Station building, which has been around from the branch line's first service in 1891. There will be lots of whistle action and hard-working stack talk throughout the trip, so make sure you all have your volume up. The railroad's passenger car roster has heritage from many different places, including the Long Island Railroad, Central New Jersey, and good old Pennsylvania. Builders include Pullman, Bethlehem Steel, Harlan and Hollingsworth, and American Car and Foundry. They were mostly built between the late 1910s and the early 1930s. Once we arrived at La Shaka, we would get a visit from a rather thin-looking Santa Claus as number 40 ran around the train and get into some carols for the ride home. For the carols, Santa Claus gave every passenger a cute little jingle bell so that they could ring along for all the songs. Now that we have completed the first half of our trip, here are my thoughts on the New Hope Railroad. While the ride is quaint and enjoyable, with clean coaches and buildings, and friendly workers, and seeing steam in action always being a plus, the prices are too freaking expensive. The ride was a roughly 45-minute trip and cost $113 per person, so if you're bringing a family, good luck. For comparison, the Strasburg Railroad's Christmas trains, which run for the same length and also feature steam, run at $25 to $35 for coach class and $50 to $70 for the different first class cars. While I enjoyed my time here, New Hope will need to lower their prices before they get anything more from me than a rail fanning trip after this. I mean, seriously, what could they be doing with these trains that each individual ticket costs $113? This has got to be some sort of money laundering scheme. That's ridiculous. And I'm going completely off script here, but this isn't even to put Strasburg on some kind of pedestal or call myself a cheapskate. And shoot, maybe I am. Who isn't a cheapskate in this economy, right? But Strasburg operates a rotation of 4 steam engines, and they have a famous back shop that does all sorts of old school repairs, and yet their tickets usually cost a quarter to a third of what it costs to ride the train in New Hope. Like, seriously, what in the world is going on here? Now that we're back home at New Hope, I can continue the rant. I would have hated for my voice to have covered up all that good train action. But I think that the New Hope Railroad's problem is that they don't really recognize what they're worth. I don't mean that in a good way or a bad way, but more of just an objective way. It's not like you're the Reading and Northern and you're giving us 2-hour trips. Or a place like the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum. A whole rail yard full of various items with multiple different buildings that at one point was operating 18th century built locomotives. In the 21st century, admission is only $20. Or even the Fort Wayne Road Historical Society, they have one big steam engine that they take the trips all across their area. It's a 45-minute route, and I believe New Hope also does longer trips, but for this specific ride that we're talking about, 45 minutes with a couple extra Christmas amenities. $113 per person? Crazy talk. And it's like, you're in PA, there's a whole lot of railroads. All that competition, like, what school did you get their business degree from? Whoever's running this place, I want to know, because obviously you didn't learn much, because what the heck? There genuinely needs to be some kind of investigation on the happenings of this railroad, because there can't be anything legal going on back there. But anyway, now that tangent is over, we see number 40 coming from behind her consist of passenger cars take on water before moving to the front of the train, where we get some very cool night shots of here. After our time at the railroad, we would visit the Dubliner pub, where I would get the bacon cheeseburger on a pretzel bun, as well as some leftover fish and chips that my picky brother, branching out to give him some credit, was not interested in. Very much highly recommended. Their prices are actually reasonable, unlike the New Hope Railroad. Now before we would leave, we would watch another train pull in, as well as get one last look at the birthday engine, number 40, pulling out. We hope you enjoyed our trip to the ridiculously expensive New Hope Railroad in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Despite my complaints, I actually quite enjoyed our trip. As always, a special shout out goes to the crews and employees of the New Hope Railroad, whose efforts in rail preservation don't go unnoticed. Hopefully you're getting paid well. And a shout out to my family, whose sacrifices make these trips and videos possible. We wish number 40 a happy birthday and a farewell as it goes down for its 1472-day inspection. And to the railroad as a whole, we wish them dry rails and smooth running. We hope you enjoyed our trip to New Hope Railroad and a chilly Centenary celebration.